The NVUSD Board of Education is holding a regular board meeting tonight, and we invite participation either remotely or in person. Directions on how to participate via Zoom are available at nvusd.org/board. The open session part of the meeting will begin at around 7 p.m. Before going into closed session, the board is available for public comment on closed session agenda items. Mr. Michaels, do we have any public comment on closed session agenda items?
There is no public comment on closed session items.
Thank you. Seeing that there are none, the board will now adjourn into closed session. Good evening. My name is Eve Reiser, and this is the Napa Valley Unified School District Board of Education. The NVUSD Board of Education is holding a regular board meeting tonight, and we invite participation either remotely or in person. Directions on how to participate via Zoom are available at nvusd.org/board. Interpretation in Spanish is available for tonight's virtual board meeting. Our interpreters are Francisco Mesa and Ashley Heil. One of the interpreters will now translate the directions on our English channel so our Spanish-speaking families may hear the instructions.
Sí, muy buenas tardes. Para interpretación en español por Zoom, por favor busquen el símbolo del mundo terráqueo en la parte baja de su pantalla que dice Language Interpretation o interpretación de idioma y haga clic en español y después en Done. Desde una tableta o celular, busque en Zoom 3 puntitos con la palabra More o más y bajo interpretación de idioma, elige español y después pulse en Done o listo. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we please start with an attendance roll call from Vera Morales, Executive Assistant?
Yes, Trustee Reiser,
Present.
Trustee Shu,
Present.
Trustee Hart,
Present.
Trustee Martin,
Present.
quorum present. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight for our NVUSD board meeting. E1, report on closed session. Trustee Hart, do you have a report on closed session agenda items?
I do. D1, student discipline with respect to every item of business to be discussed in closed session pursuant to Ed Code 35146 and 4891220, Government Code Section 49060 and 49078, and the Family Rights and Privacy Act. Student matters. D1B, readmitted expulsions. Number of cases 1. The board recommends for the readmission from expulsion of student 1024-2024A.
Move to approve.
Second.
So we have a first from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Trustee Reiser,
Aye.
Trustee Shu,
Aye.
Trustee Hart,
Aye.
Trustee Martin.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Item D5, with respect to the items related to anticipated litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9, the board approved a settlement agreement with an employee to resolve employment claims. The board approved a settlement agreement with a former employee to resolve employment claims. That concludes the report on closed session.
Thank you, Trustee Hart. I'd also like to take an opportunity to report out in open session that the board recently completed the superintendent evaluation for the 2024-2025 school year. And I would like the community to know that the results of the evaluation were overwhelmingly positive. On behalf of the board, I'd like to thank Dr. Massetti for her ongoing exemplary leadership of the Napa Valley Unified School District. We're grateful for your vision, your commitment to improving educational outcomes for our students, your passion for education. We're lucky to have you at the helm of our NVUSD ship and look forward to our continued collaboration in the 2025-26 school year.
Thank you, President Reiser. I want to express my gratitude. I'm so pleased that the board is pleased with my performance, and I'm so grateful to continue to serve here as the superintendent of NVUSD.
Thank you. Let's keep it that. Okay, that brings us to E2, flag salute. I'd like to invite CSEA President Jackie Clayton to lead us in the flag salute. Please, Ms. Clayton. E3, announcement. This meeting is live streamed and recorded via Zoom and will be archived on the district YouTube channel. For a detailed review of any meeting agenda item, the archived video can be referenced on the district's webpage at nvusd.org. The process for public comment can also be found on the district's webpage. E4, approval of agenda. Before I ask for a motion to approve, I would like to amend the agenda and move item J1A to after item G.
I will move to approve with that amendment.
Second.
We have first from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Nobody? Okay, thank you. E5, approval of minutes. We have E5A, the June 10th, 2025 minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Nope. Motion passes. E5B, June 12th, 2025 minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. E5, recognition of visitors and employee organizations. Dr. Massetti, do we have any visitors in attendance?
We do have a lot of visitors tonight. We look forward to recognizing them shortly. But again, she was already invited to lead us in the flag salute. But we want to welcome and recognize the presence of the president of CSEA, Ms. Jackie Clayton. Thank you for being here, Ms. Clayton.
Thank you. Okay, our agenda has item F, recognition of students of the month. Seeing as school is out for the year, we have no students recognized at this meeting. G, public comment on non-agenda items. Trustee Hart, did we receive any public comment on non-agenda items via email?
No public comments on non-agenda items were submitted via email at publiccomment@nvusd.org before 8 a.m. this morning.
Thank you. Before I open the floor to public comment on non-agenda items, I'd like to explain the rules that govern this area of the meeting. The Brown Act open meeting laws under which we are required to operate prohibit board members from discussing items that you may bring up that are not on our current agenda. The reason for this legal restriction is to make sure that anyone who has an interest in a particular district business matter knows through the board's posted agenda when we will be discussing it as a board, so they can also be present and provide input on the item. We're very happy to have you here to let us know your concerns. Please know that while we cannot discuss items that are not on the agenda, we are listening to your voices, and we expect and know that our staff will follow up with us on issues raised by members of our community. Relevant to the remainder of the board agenda, please understand that the board listens and considers public comment on the agendized items during our meeting. However, public comment is not intended to be a two-way dialogue between the public and board members and/or staff, and therefore trustees will not respond to individual comments. This is in accordance with our meeting procedures. We invite members of the public to provide input via public comment per our board bylaw 9323 regarding meeting agenda items. We welcome and appreciate the public's engagement and input. In sum, please know that your voice matters and makes a difference. Your public comment on agendized items might be referenced during our discussions and will be considered as we make decisions regarding agendized items. That being said, is there any public comment online for non-agenda items, Mr. Michaels?
Yes, we do have one public comment. The speaker is Norma Ortiz. Go ahead, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Hello, NVUSD board members, President Reiser, student representative, and the Napa Valley community as a whole. My name is Norma Ortiz. I am a community member, student advocate, and a parent of an 11th grader at Napa High School, a great school. As usual, I'm very proud of all of my daughter's academic and personal achievements. She has been enrolled in jazz dance department, Napa High School dance department, which was founded in August of 1992, where she performed on April 24th, April 25th, April 26th at the Evans Auditorium, just to cite some, and strings, part of the music department. She plays the violin since elementary school, part of why she is enrolled at Napa High School. This consists because of these programs instrumental music, her passion for playing the violin, and jazz performances. As a matter of fact, she played at the district premises this academic school year, and in 2025, her strings group was awarded a special recognition by the Bay Section Music Festival's California Music Educators Association, awarded the certificate to Napa High School. Mike Riendo for the strings performance rating anonymous superior signed by Craig Bryant, Bay Section President and Bay Section President-elect on March 29, 2025 at the NVUSD Evans Auditorium, which is displayed at the Napa High School main offices. These two programs are a factor in her continued enrollment at NVUSD and Napa High. Otherwise, she can have her academics in any other school of our choice. It has been put to my attention that there are new changes for performing arts at NVUSD for the upcoming school year 2025-2026. Currently, it is my understanding that the district does not pay for the cost of performing arts. The staff currently raise funds and get donations to purchase basics such as sheet music and other. Teachers and booster clubs can afford additional charges plus the loss of funds from ticket sales if performances are only held on weeknights. I do believe it is not fair that the district charge fees for the use of Evans Auditorium in this context, which is my understanding that was renovated from bond funds so that it would have the modern technology students need for their performances. The community did not intend for the district to rent out the auditorium to the highest outside bidder while keeping students from performing on stage on weekends. Many students won't be able to perform if performances are only on weeknights as they participate in sports as well as in performing arts. Many parents won't be able to see their students perform because they work on weeknights. My question is, how much money will be raised by renting the auditorium to outside groups on weekends? Thank you for your attention in this matter.
Ms. Ortiz, thank you for your public comment. Dr. Reddy will be following up to provide you information regarding this matter. Thank you.
Mr. Michaels, is there any more public comment on non-agenda items online?
There's no more public comment on non-agenda items.
Thank you very much. Seeing that there are no more, that will bring us to the revised agenda order, item J1A, the celebration of excellence staff recognition for the class of 2025 graduation.
Great, thank you, President Reiser. So good evening, NVUSD Board of Trustees, staff, and the members of the NVUSD community. Okay. Little music to start. That never hurt. Music is always good. I'm honored to formally recognize several NVUSD employees this evening for their outstanding contributions to the class of 2025 graduation ceremonies. As this is our final board meeting of the school year, it is a fitting time to express deep appreciation for the incredible work behind these milestone events. Before I share a few remarks, I'd like to begin by showing a short video that captures the excellence and spirit of our class of 2025 graduation ceremonies. Great.
Mr. Wonderful here. My friend Howard Marks is the co-founder of Activision.
So, reflecting on my 7 years as superintendent, I continue to be in awe of the skill, thoughtfulness, and care with which our teams execute graduation ceremonies across all of our high schools and the adult school here in NVUSD. These are far more than logistical events. They are joyful, meaningful celebrations that represent a defining moment in the lives of our students and their families. Nearly 100 NVUSD employees tirelessly work behind the scenes to ensure these ceremonies are not only successful, but often seamless. Many put in long hours after already demanding workdays, showing up with unwavering commitment and delivering exceptional customer service to thousands of students, families, staff, and community members during this intense and celebratory week. I also want to recognize our team of managers who spend weeks in advance planning and preparing their teams for the high-level execution these large-scale events demand. Their leadership ensures NVUSD shines and that every graduate leaves with a lasting positive memory. What makes this work so powerful is that it's not about one person, one employee, or one leader. It's about many helping hands, engaged in true collaboration in teamwork, in service to our children, coming together to create something extraordinary. In alignment with our district's new strategic vision and our commitment to cultivating a culture of joy, kindness, and celebration, we are proud to recognize each and every one of you tonight. The ceremonies that you helped deliver were world-class, top-tier events that embody the excellence and care that we strive for in the Napa Valley Unified School District. Your work matters deeply, and tonight we want to honor you publicly for the difference you've made for our students and their families. Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources Dana Page will read the names of each employee being recognized in the boardroom this evening. As your name is called, please come forward to the dais to receive your certificate and take a photo with me and the NVUSD Board of Education President, Trustee Eve Reiser. Thank you for your outstanding efforts, and we look forward to seeing your continued excellence as we celebrate the class of 2026 next year. So you have to keep doing better and better because the standard is so high. But we have many of our employees that are bilingual, and I am honored to serve as your bilingual superintendent. So I'm also going to read my remarks in Español. Can you be patient? Okay, great. Buenas noches, miembros de la mesa directiva de NVUSD, personal presente esta noche y la comunidad de NVUSD. Es un honor para mí reconocer formalmente esta noche a varios empleados de NVUSD por sus contribuciones excepcionales a las ceremonias de graduación de la clase del 2025. Siendo esta nuestra última reunión de la mesa directiva del año escolar, es el momento perfecto para expresar nuestro más profundo agradecimiento por el increíble trabajo que hay detrás de estos eventos tan importantes para nuestros alumnos. Al reflexionar sobre mis 7 años como su superintendente, sigo maravillándome de la habilidad, dedicación y cuidado con lo que nuestros equipos organizan las ceremonias de graduación en todas nuestras escuelas preparatorias y en nuestra escuela para adultos aquí en el distrito. Estas ceremonias son mucho más que eventos logísticos, son celebraciones alegres y significantes que representan un momento decisivo en la vida de nuestros estudiantes y sus familias. Casi 100 empleados de NVUSD trabajan duros detrás de escena para asegurar que estas ceremonias no solo sean exitosas, sino también impecables. Muchos de ellos trabajan largas horas después de jornadas exigentes, demostrando un compromiso y ofreciendo un servicio excepcional a miles de estudiantes, familias, personal y miembros de la comunidad durante esta semana tan intensa como celebratoria. También quiero reconocer a nuestro equipo de directores y supervisores, quienes pasan semanas planificando y preparando a sus equipos para asegurar una ejecución de alto nivel en estos eventos a gran escala. Su liderazgo garantiza que NVUSD brille y que cada graduado se lleve un recuerdo positivo. Lo que hace que este trabajo sea tan poderoso es que no se trata del esfuerzo de una sola persona, empleado o líder, sino de muchas manos colaborando, trabajando en verdadero equipo para crear algo extraordinario. En conexión con la nueva visión estratégica de nuestro distrito y nuestro compromiso de fomentar una cultura de alegría, amabilidad y celebración, nos sentimos bien orgullosos de reconocerlos esta noche. Las ceremonias que ustedes ayudaron a realizar fueron eventos de clase mundial, del más alto nivel, que reflejan la excelencia y el cuidado que aspiramos a brindar en NVUSD para todos nuestros niños. Su trabajo es sumamente valioso y esta noche queremos honrarlos públicamente por la diferencia que han hecho en la vida de nuestros estudiantes y sus familias. La subsuperintendente de Recursos Humanos, la señora Dana Page, le hará ahora los nombres de cada empleado reconocido. A medida que escuchan su nombre, le pedimos que pasen al podio para recibir su certificado y reconocimiento y tomarse una foto conmigo y con la presidenta de la mesa directiva de NVUSD, Eve Reiser. Gracias por sus esfuerzos excepcionales. Esperamos ver su excelencia que continúa el próximo año a celebrar la clase de 2026. El estándar es muy alto. Okay, gracias por estar aquí esta noche. Thank you so much for being here. Let's celebrate.
Well, let's get started. Carmen Aguayo. Are you here? No? Yes? Okay. Clara Aguayo. Lydia Aguayo. Okay. Gloria Aguirre. Luan Ayala. Brian Bassinet. Jane Baker. Mariah Baker. Maria Bararas. Celsa Barriga. Ruby Bhatti. Noel Karandang. Albert D'Souza, Jr. Richard Flower. Hector Gallegos. Mike Garibaldi. Adriana Gaitan. Dennis Gonzalez.
Friend and fangirl.
Rosa Gonzalez. Lorena Aro Herrera. Marta Herrera. Drew Heron. Maria Hussein. Mohammed Jalil. Alberto Lara. Pedro Lara. Francisco Lopez. Adelene Martinez Alvarado. Lourdes Martinez. Maria Montiel. Joanna Navarro. Mario Ortiz. Carlos Pavao. Ray Rios. Susana Rodriguez. Leticia Valle. Maria Vargas. Mirza Ventura. Maricela Verduzco. Raúl Reyes. Diana Zamudio. Guadalupe Plancarte. Okay. This will be hard. Chris Reddy. Really don't know how this works. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, all right. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that's the wrong button.
Just go for there's a little.
Oh, on the front.
On the front,
Oh, okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's not gonna. Okay. I think we miss anybody. I hope. I don't think so. Did we miss anybody?
Did we miss anybody?
Not that anybody.
We didn't. You got everybody?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. And you can leave or you can stay for the next one. It's up to you. That's just what I need.
I did have it all. I just had a panic moment. It does. Okay, so returning to the regular order of our agenda, we're back on H, reports. H1, Board of Education and Student Board Representative. We don't have a Student Board Representative here today. Trustee Martin, would you like to kick us off?
I apparently at this time, there's not much to report, right? So yesterday I attended the priority setting meeting, which was really cool. And since there's not much to report, I'll continue my memorization project. So the vision of NVUSD is that our graduates are confident, compassionate, and adaptable adults who are well prepared for life and become inspiring advocates for themselves and their community. And that concludes part one of my memorization project. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Hart?
All right. Yeah, so as mentioned, it's kind of quiet this time of year, no schools in. I did have a couple things going on. Met with Dr. Massetti for our semi-annual quarterly lunch, which was great. I do want to share a little bit about my daughter's experience with Aim High, which is one of our summer programs. She started earlier this week over on the Vintage campus. She is excited and a little intimidated, I think, switching around between classrooms, and there are no kids from her school there. So she's meeting and making new friends, which is great. By today, she already says she really likes the program. So she went from to really liking it within like 3 days. So that's pretty good. Although I will mention she's a bit salty to be the last to choose activities because they let the 9th graders pick first and the 6th graders are the last to pick. But I told her by the time she gets to the older age, then she can pick first. So she was a little bit placated by that. Also attend last night's special board meeting to work on setting board priorities for 25-26. And that concludes my report.
Trustee Chu?
So the beauty of being a parent on the board is we get to report out on things that our children experience also. So one of the things that we experienced this time was my son, my older one, had a counseling session with the STARS Network counselor yesterday. And I'm pleased to report that before going in, he was also like, I don't know, is this really going to help? And then afterwards, I asked him, so how did you feel about it? He's like, oh, that actually was pretty informative. And it was the first meeting that he had. And so, it was kind of a get to know you session, but they covered a lot of areas. And so I think it really helped him kind of center himself as he's going into his senior year and, thinking about applications, and which is always great because they never listen to their parents about needing to prepare early. No, they don't. Yeah. And then, and this is all in preparation for him to go off to Vanderbilt University for the 2-week program as part of the STARS Network next week on the 4th of July weekend. So hopefully I'll have something to report out on our first board meeting when we get back. That concludes my report.
I also have a very brief report. I had my regular superintendent, board president check-in ahead of this meeting, our planning session. And yesterday we completed the board annual priority setting workshop, special board meeting. And I'm just going to take the opportunity to share with the community something that I'm going to be doing this Saturday in Yountville. Is the 7th, I believe, annual Rock the Ride, which is there are multiple lengths of bike rides, and there is a 3-mile walk and a 5-mile family-friendly bike ride. It is a fundraiser for gun violence prevention, raising awareness and money to go to nonprofits. Those nonprofits include Moms Demand Action, Elena's Voice, and Giffords Law Center. And this year, we are very proud to have former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords as a keynote speaker, along with the Executive Director, Angela Farrell-Zabala of Moms Demand Action, the National Director. So it is still open for registration. If you just Google Rock the Ride 2025, you will find a link. I hope to see some other community, I'm sure I will see community members there. And that concludes my report. So that brings us to the board representative reports. 2A, Special Education Community Advisory Committee.
We have not met.
Okay, thank you. And the City of American Canyon, 2B, liaison representatives.
We have not met.
Thank you. And 2C, the City of Napa liaison representatives.
We have not met.
Thank you very much. H3, superintendent and executive staff.
Great, thank you, President Reiser. So hello, NVUSD Board of Trustees, staff, and community. I just want to start out with a congratulations to all. As we conclude our final board meeting of the school year, I want to take a moment to recognize that we have successfully completed another full year of governance here in NVUSD. I do want to extend my deepest gratitude to our 7 trustees. We have 4 of them here tonight for your dedication, thoughtfulness, and strategic oversight of the district. Your time, energy, and care have been instrumental in guiding our district forward and supporting our incredible staff, many of which were in the boardroom this evening. I wish each of you a well-deserved July recess. I'm sure you're really excited about it, and that it's filled with a lot of rest and renewal. I'm also pleased to formally announce in tonight's report our newly selected student board trustee and alternate for the 25-26 school year. Please join me in congratulating Hudson Fischletter from Vintage High School, who will serve as our student board trustee next year. President Reiser and I will begin his onboarding process tomorrow afternoon. We also welcome Zoe Greason from New Technology High School, who will serve as our student board trustee alternate and begin her orientation next week. A heartfelt thank you to Trustee Hart and Trustee Water for serving on the selection committee. Choosing among such talented student applicants is never easy. Lastly, I want to just wish everyone a joyful and restorative summer. My team and I are looking forward to some well-earned downtime as well as we recharge and prepare to make the 25-26 school year our most impactful year yet. So enjoy the break, and thank you for your continued partnership and leadership. With that, I'll turn it over to the assistant superintendents, and we'll start off with Assistant Superintendent Dana Page, who oversees the Human Resources Division.
Good evening, President Reiser, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Massetti. As we move into the summer months, I want to take a moment to wish everyone a wonderful and restful summer season. So whether you're spending time traveling, engaging in hobbies, or reconnecting with friends and family, I hope you have the opportunity to relax, recharge, and enjoy all that this time of year has to offer. This week, we warmly welcomed our NVUSD summer intern to the HR team. In just her first few days, she has already made a positive impact by assisting us in various capacities, particularly with the high volume of interviews we're facilitating as part of our active hiring process. Our recruitment efforts are in full swing, and in order to ensure that we're fully staffed and prepared for the upcoming school year. And lastly, I'd like to express my heartfelt appreciation for the entire HR team. Their dedication, professionalism, and hard work throughout this year have been nothing short of remarkable. While many school site staff members are able to take a break during the summer, the HR team continues to work diligently behind the scenes to support our district needs. Their commitment ensures that we remain on track with our hiring goals and that our staff are set up for success when the new school year begins. Thank you to for all your continued effort, flexibility, and teamwork, HR family. Thank you, and this concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Page. And next we'll hear from Dr. Monica Reddy, our Assistant Superintendent of Instructional Support Services.
Good evening, President Reiser, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Massetti, and the NVUSD community. Summer continues to be an opportunity for our students and staff to engage in real-world learning and support improved academic outcomes. One such example is the growing partnership with California Educational Partners. Over the last 2 years, Silverado Middle School and Napa High School have strengthened their alignment with the support of the California Education Partners through a cohort model. They're demonstrating notable gains in student outcomes in English language arts and math as a result. Building on this success, NVUSD is expanding the partnership to include Redwood Middle School and Vintage High School, both of which have been invited to join the California Educational Partners cohort. Last week, Executive Director Matt Manning, Principal Jessica Hutchinson, and Principal Peter Hartnack and I participated in a pre-session to prepare for the fall launch alongside English language arts and math teachers from the new schools. This continued collaboration supports our district's efforts to maintain strong high school graduation rates while increasing the number of students meeting A to G requirements for the CSUs and UCs. As we launch the second cohort, we're encouraged by the alignment between the California Ed Partners' focus on keeping students on track during the middle to high school transition and NVUSD's strategic plan strategies and indicators. This coherence across systems will strengthen our ability to achieve improved student outcomes across our secondary schools. NVUSD summer programming is in full swing. This summer, NVUSD is proud to offer a wide range of enriching programs for students across all grade levels. Our partnership with the Napa Valley Education Foundation continues to thrive with robust summer music offerings underway. Middle and high school students are actively participating in choir, band, and string programs, On Monday, we had the pleasure of hearing the high school a cappella group perform at the newly opened NVEF campus, a wonderful demonstration of the talent being cultivated through this collaboration. Additionally, the NVUSD Summer Mentor Program launched this week, giving 51 students the opportunity to explore Napa Valley's leading industries, including wineries, resorts, restaurants, STEM fields, and skilled trades through paid summer mentorships. It's been an enthusiastic start with students beginning their internships learning about professional communication and getting to know one another. These real-world learning experiences are a valuable part of our commitment to future-ready education. Through our expanded learning opportunities programs, our partners at Boys and Girls Club, NCOE's Cool School Summer Program, and AIM High are providing TK 8th grade students with engaging academic enrichment, leadership development, and health and wellness and athletic activities. Additionally, summer provides a critical window for academic support, where our students have the opportunity from our own teaching staff with the support of our team in math and English language arts. Our Adelante program and credit recovery courses are helping high school students meet graduation requirements and stay on track for success. In addition to programming, NVUSD students and families have access to a wide array of wellness services through district and community partnerships. Through our partnership with Care Solace, families can receive free 24/7 coordination with mental health and substance use providers in any language. Napa County's 24-hour mental health crisis hotline offers bilingual crisis support and assessment for residents of all ages. Youth can access free wellness activities at Mentis's new campus, with both Mentis and Aldea offering mental health services, and Aldea also providing specialized support for substance use prevention and treatment. And lastly, NVUSD also promotes Cal Hope's Bright Life Kids and Saluna apps, which offer virtual mental health support, coaching, and wellness tools for students and caregivers. We are proud to offer students a summer filled with the opportunities to grow, explore, and achieve, as well as stay well and healthy. And we look forward to sharing more when we return in August. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy, for that comprehensive support, or not support, well, support and report. Yeah, all of it. And tonight we want to welcome Ms. Jenna Burrows, who is our Executive Director of Fiscal Services. She's stepping in tonight for Assistant Superintendent Rob Manguala, and she will be providing the report for the Business and Operational Services Division this evening. Welcome, Ms. Burrows.
Thank you. Good evening. The Food Service Department proudly closed out an incredible school year, having served 2.4 million meals to students across the district this year. I did a double take when I saw that. With continued growth in student participation, more children than ever are taking high-quality free meals offered daily. This summer, there are 2 community school feeding sites. One is in Napa and one is in American Canyon. They offer free lunch for all students children under the age of 18 while school is out of session. This week, 15 food service staff members are participating in a hands-on culinary training at the CIA Copia, working alongside professional chefs to further enhance their skills. Our custodial team is hard at work deep cleaning school sites in preparation for the upcoming school year. We also have multiple construction projects taking place across the district. Our middle and high schools are scheduled to refinish their gym floors at the end of July to ensure they're ready for practices. Meanwhile, our warehouse department has been instrumental in moving furniture and supplies to various sites, as well as assisting the district office with a number of key projects. We're proud of the continued dedication, flexibility, and teamwork demonstrated by our operations staff during this critical and busy season. The tech team is working with the student services team on the Centegix rollout, which is progressing and still on schedule for a go-live date around the start of the school year. There are many other projects in progress this summer, including PA system upgrades, network infrastructure upgrades, and finalizing the district's Wi-Fi project. Our amazing team will also be touching nearly every device this summer to ensure they're compliant with our new district security requirements. We're also very excited to welcome this year's summer interns courtesy of the NVEF Summer Mentor Program. The crew of NVUSD high schoolers will be updating and repairing devices, helping with technology inventory, and learning valuable IT career and life skills while working as part of a dedicated and hardworking team. And last, business services is close to concluding the transition from NCOE's instance of Escape to NVUSD's own independent financial system, which will be live July 1st. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Ms. Burrows. And that concludes staff reports for the evening, President Reiser.
Thank you very much. That brings us to I, approval of consent agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. I did that last time too. H4, facilities and bond program update. I'm so sorry.
All right, it'll be a quick one tonight. Just wanted to do a quick update on some items that we have on the agenda tonight and a quick update on the ongoing summer construction. You can go to the next slide. As always, we're anchored in strategic goal number 14. Thank you. All right, on tonight's agenda, we're going to have a CBOC annual report presentation for Measure A2. Donaldson Way Elementary, we have an item to add a transitional kindergarten building to the site, which is pretty exciting. And then we have some geotechnical services on the agenda. So we just wanted to thank our CBOC committee members for Measure A2. They do a lot of hard work and ask a lot of questions and delve into the information. So we appreciate their participation in all of the meetings. Also wanted to show a very quick preview of that transitional kindergarten building at Donaldson Way campus. So we're getting started on that, which is really exciting. Our design build partner honored the price that they talked about initially in their presentation, and we're going to get to add 2 new classrooms to Donaldson Way, which is fantastic. And also, we're going to continue with the second phase of the solar project that's happening at elementary and middle schools throughout the district, and that includes some additional geotechnical services that we need for those designs. And then we just wanted to say we'll see you on the other side. Keep your fingers crossed for us. Hopefully, I'm still standing at the end. And open to any questions.
I don't have a question, but I just have a comment. I drove down Linda Vista recently and drove past both of the schools that are being worked on, including the one where my daughter just graduated from. And it's really cool to see because there's all kinds of activity and trucks and it's blocked off and you can see the cool sign that you guys put up thanking the voters for voting for the bond. So I really appreciate that, seeing that in Napa and in action here. So pretty
Thank you. We're excited.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Okay, so now that brings us properly to I, approval of consent agenda. Background information on these items is provided to the board prior to the meeting. A common motion takes action without discussion on roll call vote unless discussion of items is requested by a board member.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a first from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, is there any public comment for any of these items?
There is no public comment on consent items.
Thank you very much. Ms. Morales, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sorry about that. Trustee Reiser?
Aye.
Trustee Shu?
Aye.
Trustee Hart?
Aye.
Trustee Martin?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we are on J, presentation and discussion items. We've already done J1A, so that brings us to J2A, the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee Measure A2 Annual Report.
Okay.
It was hard to tell earlier in the giant crowd, but I just realized that our CBOC chair is not here tonight. So I'm happy to take you really quickly through the report if that's all right. Normally I can tell right away if people aren't here.
It was a crowded boardroom.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll quickly take you through the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee report. For a reminder, this is fiscal year 23-24. And we will go to the next slide. So this is an outline of our membership. We are very fortunate to fill every role we need in the committee and have more community members interested all the time. So we had someone drop out and immediately we had another community member that was interested in taking that role on. So they've done great work and we appreciate them more than I can say. All right. Some milestones that the committee wanted to make note of was the sale of the first issuance in August of 23. And then for the reporting period, they just wanted to go back and take you through all of the milestones that got us to here. So I know the board knows a lot about these. And then we do always have a reminder in every report about the charter and the duties of the committee. And this information is also printed on each one of their agendas so that they can ground themselves in what their duties are and keep us focused on our work. A statement of compliance is something that is always recommended, so the committee actually says out loud and signs on for the fact that they believe that the district is in compliance. Layered oversight of bond expenditures. This is just a good example when we work with the committee of all of the different folks that are involved in the bond and the process of making decisions and who does what. So we kind of outline that with the committee and have a discussion on it when we report. All right, so this is a list of the meetings that we had and then the major topics that were discussed at each of the meetings. Specific comments, we give the committee an opportunity to speak on anything that isn't really directly covered in the report. And then we circle back to the implementation plan. Again, this reflects as of December of 24. And then in each of the reports, we do an annual encumbrance report for the entire period. So this is every vendor and every encumbrance and expenditure during that reporting period. So it's nice to give the committee an opportunity to look through all the vendors, what they do, and then ask questions if they have any. You can keep going. There we go. And then attachments, we always include our meeting minutes, the full bond language, the encumbrance report separate outside the slide deck, and any past implementation plans. And that's it.
Any comments or questions from trustees? Well, thank you for pinch hitting, Kelly. And,
No problem.
I did want to make one just shout out that it was really nice to see how many of the sort of projected expenditures came in under on that one slide that sort of said that the majority of those, I don't know if encumbrances is the right word there, but expenditures were, so it's sort of nice to see that the budgeting and the expenditures are really tightly managed, and that's always a happy thing when something costs less than you think it's going to cost.
Yeah, and it allows us to kind of shift that money around to where it's needed in the bond,
Right.
so that's great.
So thank you for that and for being so responsive. And I'll just, on behalf of the board, thank the members of the CBOC. They're not here in person, but we are very grateful for them stepping up to fill this important role for the community. And, oh, I'm so sorry, Trustee Chu has also something to say.
Yeah, so I've been to a few of those meetings, and they have really tough questions for you guys, and you're able to answer all of them. I think they're very happy with for that extra information, because a lot of that sometimes it really builds knowledge, and for them to really evaluate all of this, because it's a lot of information to put out there. So thank you for doing that for them.
Okay, thanks so much. So now that brings us to J3, Instructional Services, J3A, the Community Schools Board update. I'm so sorry, before we continue on with the agenda, Mr. Michaels, was there any public comment for item J2A, the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee report?
There was no public comment on that item.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now to J3A, Community Schools Board update.
Good evening again, President Reiser, Board of Trustees, Dr. Musetti, and the NVUSD community. Tonight we will present an overview and progress on the NVUSD community schools. It's a pleasure this evening to present alongside our Coordinator of Student Wellness and Support, Roxana Plancarte. Her leadership in the California Community Schools Partnership Program is integral to its success. Tonight we will provide an overview of the California Community Schools Framework, that guides our implementation, and then what's on the horizon for 2025-2026 as we continue to implement our community schools. The California Community Schools Partnership Program is a state-funded grant that supports the development of community hubs. It integrates academics with health, social services, and family engagement. These schools have to demonstrate need and readiness, and typically serve a high percentage of students who qualify for free or reduced price lunch and receive priority based on demonstrated need and existing partnerships. Our community schools meet those requirements for the grant based on their need. All NVUSD community schools have student populations who are categorized at 78% or higher free and or reduced price lunch. Additionally, these schools demonstrated readiness to become community hubs based on existing structures, including family resource centers, mental health staff, and community partnerships that were already in existence prior to the grants that they could leverage. NVUSD received $5.2 million over 5 years for cohort 1, which includes 4 schools: McPherson, Snow, Shear, and Phillips. Cohort 1 completed year 3 of 5 this year. NVUSD received an additional $2.6 million to support Valley Oak and Silverado Middle School. Cohort 2 is another 5-year grant, which we completed year 2 of 5 this school year. Through this grant, we received technical assistance through state and regional partners that are listed on the slide. The vision of the California Community Schools Framework is to support schools' transformation in partnership with students, families, community, and educators. So it's definitely a with, not for approach. The California Community Schools Framework outlines pillars, key conditions of learning, cornerstone commitments, and proven practices. And the framework calls for strategies to align, coordinate, and extend the wide range of existing state, school, and district initiatives under the community schools umbrella. So it's really bringing together what exists, establishing new, and creating a sustainable model that can exist beyond the funding of the grant. NVUSD envisions that coordination of these efforts will result in closing gaps, preventing duplication of efforts, and bringing new resources to schools. Community schools are uniquely designed at each school site, led by the school principal with delegated authority to program administrators. And you'll see that each school has either a full-time or part-time program administrator at the site who oversees the community schools portion of that school. In tonight's presentation, some of these strategic components, such as the role of the community school program administrator, building relational trust to strengthen family and community engagement, the impact of inclusive and collaborative leadership, and strategic partnerships to provide integrated health and social supports will be highlighted as a part of the implementation of the framework across the 6 community school sites. Implementing a community school strategy impacts 4 key areas. Transform schools, developed by and for students, educators, families, and community to provide whole child learning environments. Engaged, healthy, empowered students and families due to shared, meaningful decision-making, a supportive school community, and access to resources. Confident, well-prepared students. There is intentionality about the resources and supports provided to ensure students excel academically and personally. And then the local capacity for collaborative problem solving, where school and community stakeholders work together to identify and monitor progress towards goals and outcomes. The ultimate goal is for students to thrive through building community, providing needed tools and resources, and developing a shared vision where all stakeholders are invested. We believe that with these conditions, students thrive and we improve school-wide outcomes, and the outcomes that we monitor and track, as you'll hear later on, align to the LCAP and the SIPSA. So climate and discipline data, attendance and chronic absenteeism data, student and family engagement, stability in staffing and enrollment, ensuring that we have ongoing supports and continuity of staff, academic growth and deeper learning, and then graduation rates in college and career readiness. Community school program administrators engage their school communities in a comprehensive asset and needs assessment. This is a requirement for community schools, and it is an important first step to transform our schools into a stronger shared leadership with students, staff, caregivers, and community members who all work together towards cultivating a shared vision for each school site. The assets and needs assessment includes students, families, teachers, school staff, and community partners. The process includes surveys, listening sessions such as one-on-one interviews and focus groups, and parent engagement events. The results increased from 2023-2024 to 2024-2025, and you can see some of that data: teacher participation, student participation, and parent participation. So for example, at a school such as Phillips Elementary School, they had 462 responses to their survey. Key themes that emerged in the 24-25 Assets and Needs Assessment included their appreciation for dedicated staff and a sense of community, their appreciation for family support and resources that are offered, an appreciation for increased access to school-based mental health services, and then some of their needs were continued needs and excitement around school facilities updates, more support for multilingual learners and students with diverse needs within their communities, and ongoing professional development focused on community-based learning. So we will address those in 25-26, as you'll hear later on. The Community Schools Partnership Program grant budget supports full-time program administrators at each of the sites. In the second cohort, they share a community schools administrator, as well as full-time social workers. They fund additional mental health and academic interventions such as Mentis, COPE, and before and after school intervention. At the secondary schools, the wellness centers have additional youth engagement opportunities through a wellness center youth outreach coordinator. Families receive additional support through the Family Resource Centers, and staff receive additional training through partnerships through the Community Schools Network and other organizations. For example, we were able to fund support from the California Association of Bilingual Educators, or CABE, for our staff at those schools. At this point, I'll hand it over to Roxana Placarte. She's going to go deeper into the individualized integrated student supports and some of the opportunities for expanded learning and family engagement.
All right. So we're going to go into some of the pillars of community schools, and we're going to highlight some of the things that have happened in those pillars over the course of last school year. So in terms of integrated student supports, our program administrators support the building of capacity and strategic integration of the multiple services that we have offered on our school campuses. All of that is housed under the MTSS framework that ensures that we are aligning and coordinating all the programs and services available to students on our school campuses. We are making sure that students are making growth both academically, socially, emotionally, and behaviorally. And all of this is done not only with our internal NVUSD staff, but also in partnership with many of our community agencies. I want to highlight the increase in access to mental health services. During the 24-25 school year, 783 students received services that focused on case management for newcomer students, McKinney-Vento eligible students, foster youth, and our multilingual learners. Our newcomer students were also able to receive support from our social workers who were able to complete a comprehensive needs assessment to ensure their ability to integrate into our school communities. Students also receive individual and group mental health support, either offered through our social workers, counselors, or one of our mental health partners in our schools. 71 students did receive mental health services through our partnership with Mentis, and those services were delivered at one of the community school campuses. The other focus under integrated student support services is chronic absenteeism. As you can see, one of our focuses, especially post the COVID pandemic, has been really to work on ensuring that students are coming to school and receiving the supports they need, not only the student, but the family. We did see an increase in, some of the schools did see an increase, unfortunately, on chronic absenteeism, but the majority did see a decrease of students who were chronically absent. And that will continue to be a focus for the upcoming school year, is to really work on making sure that students are coming to school and are receiving the services they need. In terms of our expanded enriching learning opportunities, we continue to partner with Boys and Girls Club, Cool School, ACE, and then Valley Oak through their summer opportunities. In partnership with Expanded Learning Opportunity Program and NVUSD, our community schools continue to focus on ensuring the students and their families have a seamless transition and alignment between the activities that happen during the school day and the activities that happen either before or after school or during the summer. We also want to make sure that students are taking advantage of all the opportunities that are offered through our Expanded Learning Opportunity Program and support and work really collaboratively with Audrey Dawkins and her team to make sure that our community school families have access to as many opportunities as they can. One area that we have really seen a lot of growth and just focus is our active family and community engagement, which is another pillar of community schools. As Dr. Reddy mentioned, a lot of these things were already in place. We have family resource centers at all 4 of our community school sites, along with Parent University. And a lot of the work has really been around supporting the different services and programs in our schools that focus on parent engagement to align and work collaboratively in support of our students and families. Cohort 1 has established what we call it a active family and community engagement team. And these teams work very closely. They meet on a regular weekly basis to ensure that any type of parent engagement opportunity is collaborative in terms of engaging not only the staff, but also parents and students in making sure that whatever we're offering is in alignment with what the students and families need. Cohort 2 will be continuing this process of developing their active family and community engagement team in the upcoming school year. And the vision is really to make sure that we are working in creating transformational and culturally informed family engagement. Some of the highlights in this pillar is that this past school year, we had 6,542 parents who participated in some sort of family engagement opportunity at one of the community school sites, and you can see some of those listed. For example, at McPherson, at the May Fiesta, they had 678 attendees, and many of these were in partnership with agencies in the community, and as well as different programs within the school as well. The site implementation plans is one of the major components of community schools. Each community school site has a implementation plan that can be accessed through our NVUSD website. This implementation plan is in alignment with the school's school plan for student achievement and the NVUSD local control and accountability plan. The plans are updated annually, and they need to be in alignment and informed by the annual assets and needs assessment. I think one of the other things that I just want to highlight about the implementation plans is that they help in supporting schools, teams to engage in regular data cycles to ensure that we're continually looking at the feedback and then responding to the evolving student needs and the family needs as well. We also have to complete an annual progress report that each site submits June 30th, so it is coming up. And this is an opportunity for schools to engage in a reflective process to make sure that we're working towards building the community schools framework and making sure that we're continuing to align not only to the district's strategic plan, but also to what we know has been proven to support schools, which is the framework that Dr. Reddy described. The report also includes a whole child inventory that really helps us look at the opportunities that we're providing, but also some of the service gaps that need to be met. And it also includes a sustainability plan that really works on making sure that what we put in place is sustainable past the span of the grant. Now I'm going to pass it on to Dr. Reddy.
Okay, thank you. So as you can see throughout the 24-25 school year, our school sites have been busy really ensuring that they have the supports and alignment, and we're looking forward to the 25-26 school year as we continue to strengthen. So much of what we'll do is continue. So we'll continue to utilize the assets and needs assessment at each of the school sites. Those already have informed the SIPSAs that you have later on in the agenda and align to their goals and their actions. The community schools, they'll continue to cultivate family partnerships, as you heard, with regard to developing and strengthening their active family engagement, and then also facilitating collaboration between parents and schools. One of the areas that we really want to look at is how do we help support with the connection between the academic supports between the school and home. We'll continue to leverage the MTSS team, so that's a current structure that's integrated into this system, and so as we bring on a new director, really onboard her and help her see how we can leverage our MTSS teams to screen, triage, and connect to students who need additional wellness, academic, behavioral, and attendance supports. And then lastly, we'll continue to focus on sustaining wellness, making sure that we're leveraging that approach, and also seeing, as you look at some of these schools, that this tremendous amount of support that's provided through systems and structures starts to render some academic results for these students as we go through this process. So I do want to just take a moment, as our coordinator, as Roxana is here tonight, and stepped up to lead our Strategy 5 for our strategic plan and stepped up to lead the community schools. I want to just publicly thank her for her tremendous leadership of not only the community schools program, which you can see this evening, but also her leadership of our wellness supports throughout our schools. Thank you.
Thank you to you both for that presentation. Mr. Michaels, is there any public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. Any comments or discussion from trustees? Trustee Martin?
Yeah, I have a question. You talked about, I think you said something like giving families what they need, like having a dialogue with them. And I immediately thought that, whoa, So can you talk a little bit about the dialogue that you have with families and like, are there limits to what they can ask for? You know what I mean? Like you have a capacity to give certain things. And so could you talk about the dialogue and how do you come to a consensus about what you can provide, what they say they need and what you can provide?
Thank you for the question. So what I mean by needs is making sure that what we offer in terms of services and programs in our schools align with what the students need to be successful, not only academically, but also in terms of being healthy, well-rounded students. So I think one of the ways that we engage the assets and needs assessment, it's a requirement of the community schools framework. We have guidance through some of the technical assistance that we receive through the state of California to ensure that we're engaging families, not only in terms of providing a survey, but also inviting them to come and share a little bit about their experience in our schools. What is it that they need in terms of ensuring that their students can come to school, feel a sense of belonging, be able to be active and engage in the school classrooms. So some of those things, for example, one of the things that I think has been that has been really helpful is for families to understand even just what a typical day in a school looks like. A lot of our community schools have families who are immigrant families who did not attend, the parents did not attend school in the country. So for them is to understand what does the day-to-day school day look like for my student? How can I support my student at home? What does my student need to come prepared to learn? So it's really thinking about just what is their experience and how can we continue to support them to be active in their students' education. Thank you.
Other comments or questions from trustees? Trustee Chu?
So I'm impressed by the number of students that received the mental health services, and I was totaling up how many total of all the schools, and you reached about a third of the students. And I think a lot of those students would not otherwise have any services without it being in the schools, so very appreciative of all that work to reach them and to make them feel safe in being able to come to our program.
And I just want to thank you for the hard work that is involved, not only in applying for and securing such a significant amount of funding from the state, but then, needing to meet all of the criteria and requirements and the complexities that come with, a program such as this. And I'm very grateful to the state for providing this grant funding. Because we can see from your report the great level of need that we have in our community. And so I'm hopeful and hoping that those kinds of financial and grant funding from the state will continue. And thank you for doing such a conscientious and professional job in implementing and continuing to make sure that you're meeting all of the requirements and criteria and tracking the data, which, as Trustee Chu pulled out the mental health services data, we really will have so much to show that we're, putting these funds to great use for our most disadvantaged and vulnerable students in our district. So it's wonderful to hear this report. It's wonderful to know that this work is ongoing at our highest need schools, and it's wonderful to see the amazing expertise that we have in our team to make that important work happen. So thank you so much. Okay, that takes us through our last report. Which brings us now to K, action items. We have K1, business services, K1A, the adoption of the 2025-26 budget.
Move to approve.
Second.
The first from trustee Hart, a second from trustee Chu. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
There's no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion passes.
It's a
K1B, this is the resolution, 25. Oh, yes.
Roll call vote.
For
Or a budget adoption?
For 1A?
I'm sorry. Yes.
That's okay. So this next one is a roll call vote. K1B, Resolution 2538, interfund transfer.
Move to approve.
Second.
The first from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Do we have public comment for this item, Mr. Michaels?
There's no public comment on this item.
Thank you. Ms. Morales, may we have a roll call vote?
Yes, thank you. Trustee Reiser?
Aye.
Trustee Shu? Aye. Trustee Hart?
Aye.
Trustee Martin?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. K1C, Resolution 2539 on budget reserves.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. May we have a roll call vote, Ms. Morales?
Yes, Trustee Reiser?
Aye.
Trustee Shu? Aye. Trustee Hart?
Aye.
Trustee Martin?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Now that brings us to K1D, Resolution 2540, self-certifying increased federal micro purchase threshold.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you very much. May we have a roll call vote, Ms. Morales?
Yes, Trustee Reiser?
Aye.
Trustee Shu? Aye. Trustee Hart?
Aye.
Trustee Martin?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. K1E, Resolution 2541, interfund borrowing.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
There's no public comment on this item.
Thank you. Ms. Morales, may we have a roll call vote?
Yes, Trustee Reiser?
Aye.
Trustee Shu? Aye. Trustee Hart?
Aye.
Trustee Martin?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. K1F, Local Control and Accountability Plan, LCAP, and the LCAP Federal Addendum.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K2, Facility Improvement. K2A, Contract with Nino and More.
Move to approve.
Second.
The first from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K3, Human Resources. K3A, Request to hire educator less than fully credentialed.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K3B, Proposed Napa Association of Pupil Services Collective Bargaining Agreement.
Move to approve.
Second.
The first from trustee Chu, a second from trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4, Instructional Services. K4A, the 2025-26 School Plans for Student Achievement, the SIPSA, for elementary, middle, and high schools.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4B, Supplementary Instructional Material Adoptions and Purchases for Elementary School.
Move to approve.
Second.
The first from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4C, Student Data Agreement with Home Campus.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4D, Agreement with Stanford Youth Solutions, DBA Stanford Sierra Youth and Families.
Move to approve.
Second.
A first from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4E, Agreement with School Links, Inc.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment for this item?
We do have public comment. Norma Ortiz, go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just have some questions about how it says here that SchoolLink is an online platform that empowers students, but the part that I would like more clarity as a parent, because I don't know how this will help with career opportunities in the sense of connections in the real world. And it says the platform also easily tracks partner activity. So what partner activity are you referring to? Just need more clarity because it's a very general. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Did we have the first already? Okay, sorry. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4F, Agreement with Scoyer.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There's no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4G, Agreement with Shannon Buenviso.
Move to approve.
Second.
The first from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. K4H, Agreement with Mary Walker.
Move to approve.
Second.
First from Trustee Chu, a second from Trustee Hart. Mr. Michaels, do we have public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Abstain? Motion passes. Now that brings us to L, Informational. L1, General Services. L1A, the Curriculum and Student Support Committee did not meet. L1B, the Facilities and Technology Committee did not meet. L1C, the Finance Committee did meet and minutes are attached. Mr. Michaels, is there public comment on this item?
We do have public comment. Kyle, go ahead, please.
Hi, good evening. I'm trying to understand if a topic or an agreement with a Gina Greer has been discussed or is on the agenda. My understanding is that it was going to go to the board on June 26th. I've reviewed the agenda, but I haven't seen any mention of that or reference to it. I was confirmed with a Terry Lynn Rossetti that it would be on the agenda, and I'm just trying to determine if that is the case or not. And thank you for your time this evening.
Okay, Mr. Leahy, our Assistant Superintendent of Instructional Services who oversees special education will follow up with you. You have the name? Is that all you need? Do you need any additional information, Dr. Reddy? Okay, so Mr. Leahy, to follow up, I'm going to request that you email Dr. Reddy, Monica Reddy, and her email is mreddy@nvusd.org. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now we have the Policy Committee, L1D, also did not meet. L2, Instructional Services, L2A, the Local Control and Accountability Plan, Local Performance Indicator. Mr. Michaels, do we have any public comment on this item?
There is no public comment on this item.
Thank you. M, additional suggestions and comments from board members and superintendent. Trustees? I guess my only comment is wishing everyone a restful summer recess for those who are taking one. And then N, future agenda items. Okay, seeing none. O, adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a first from Trustee Martin, a second from Trustee Chu. All in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned.